Hello everyone, welcome to these Battlegrounds. I'm Bobby B, and today we'll be looking at the G.I. Joe Classified Series Legacy Collection Action Joe Police Emergency Service Unit, or ESU. Now this is going to be our second Legacy figure, the first one being the Firefighter. This is going to be a continuation of the 60th anniversary line. These are not numbered in the regular classified line, as they're kind of like standalones. They are deluxe, which we'll talk about as we go with all the gear and stuff, but let's dive in. So, G.I. Joe Classified Series, we got a nice red and bluish purple packaging. We got our legacy patch there in the front. QR code, no attributes, little shot of the face. There's some artwork over there going on. Got your red and blue lights. Like I said, Action Joe, Police Emergency Service Unit, ESU. There's your barcode if you want to pause it, screenshot it, whatever you got to do. And then on the back, we got a nice little shot of him calling up some on the radio, drinking some coffee. Got the alternate head sculpt, we got the helmet, we got the flare gun, we got the handcuffs. So we got the works going on. But definitely a figure that is very, very versatile for all lines. Just not only G.I. Joe, but Marvel Legends, Action Force, Monster Force, you name it, you're going to be plugging this guy in. So if you see him, definitely pick him up. And, knocked over some characters on the side here that we'll talk about as we go moving forward. But that's our boy. Diving into our accessories, we get a reuse of the poncho that we got with the Action Soldier. However, it's an all black. This time it has police stitched on it. Come on, camera. There we go. It might just be me overthinking it, but I feel like it feels thinner than this, but it is relatively the same material. Same stitching for the front pouch, except we just got police tampoed on the front now. Not a whole lot else going on with it. Get that out of the way. We got our nice little riot shield. And the plexiglass, obviously it's plastic. Says police, nice and scuffed up. Definitely seen some action, looking good. And then that's going to be a left hand feed, so we'll take a look at that as we go. I wish they'd do like a hard plastic, like almost C-grip, just so you could just bend this over the arm. I think that'd be probably the best way to do that. But it looks great. Obviously it's translucent, so definitely a fun prop. Continuing on into our weapons, we got our our drum-fed shotgun of all weapons to include a police officer. I don't think police officers are even carrying shotguns anymore. At least I know around me they kind of strived away from it and were carrying more AR platforms. But we got some paint apps on the pistol grip. We got paint apps on the foregrip. The shells are painted relatively the right way this time, opposed to when we got with the Valkyrie. Magazine does come out. There is a porthole for blast effects, and that's basically it for that. We get this all black pistol. Not a whole lot going on. I'm sure we've seen it a dozen times before. Most recently with Law and Order, who a lot of this butt comes from. But porthole for blast effects. Nothing else really going on with that. We got our taser, which we saw with Doc. This time we get a little bit of yellow paint on it. And I think it looks good. Definitely looks like a taser. You definitely know what it is. Something fun, something unique, something we don't really see in other lines, so I'm here for it. I'm definitely liking the paint apps. So kind of looks like an X26, if you would. And I've mentioned it before, but I've been tased 4 times in my life, all for training purposes, never for never unintentionally was I tased, I guess. But flare gun, odd choice, but it's probably part of the same molding as the taser, since we saw it with Doc and now we got it here. Yes, I mean, he's emergency services, so maybe something to do with that, but yeah, it's a flare gun. I don't know what else to go with that, but yellow, black handle, we got the porthole for blast effects, so we'll get that out of the way. Continuing on, we got a nice cup of coffee, and it's Joe with a heart, so the barista definitely has a thing for the law enforcement. perhaps a badge bunny if you would. Get that out of the way. We got our handcuffs, and these feel pretty stiff. I feel a little bit stiffer than orders. Law and Orders, but I don't even know what I did with my Chuckles ones. They're in a fodder bin somewhere, so I can't compare to that. But we got some handcuffs, getting out of the way. We got our PR-24 or our baton. I don't even think police department's carrying this. Everybody's carrying the collapsible baton, the ASP. But obviously, this is a lot more action figure friendly, if you would, to include. So we got that. Little bit of detailing on the handles. Not a whole lot else going on with it. It's pretty solid. A little bit of warpage, but pretty solid. We got our shooter glasses, which we'll take a look at on the figure as we get to them, but our amber lenses, yellow lenses, whatever you want to call them. A little bit of black paint for the nose piece, so getting those details in there. And then we have our ballistic helmet with the shield, and I believe this moves, but I know that Shark Eyes and Crow were having some issues with it, so I'll have to mess with it a little bit here. All right, so it doesn't go up because it like catches this lip, but you can send it all the way around and then kind of have it up that way. So if you're gonna put it on the figure, you'll have to have it set up before you do the work because it catches that lip. But it says police. Got some solid ear protection. Chin strap, a little bit of detailing in the top there. Not a whole lot else going on. Get that out of the way. We get your more typical patrol cap, gold badge, black leather brim, blue cloth. A little bit of gold on the buttons over there. Not a whole lot else going on with that. And then we also get an alternate head so you can army build. Diving into the man himself. Here's our other head, and this one is really loose, but we're rocking the Law and Order vest. We've already seen it with him. Now we're seeing it again. Obviously, it makes sense. It's got the badge. It's got the pouches. We got the hand mic and the radio. It does come off and pegs back in. We got the holster. Let's grab that pistol. T-pose. Head can look down that much. Can look up none. Your ab crunch is going to be restricted. We got a little patch on the side here. I was thinking it's going to be like generic and like, because it kind of gives me like New York City vibes, but it says Delhi Hill. Delhi Hill, D-E-L-H-I Hill. There's a little bit of some mountains and stuff going on with it, so I don't know what that's in reference to. If you guys know, please let me know. Because at first I thought it was kind of like, it didn't say anything. It was kind of like the New York City colors, but obviously there's a mountain painted on there and everything. So we got our bicep cut. We got our double jointed pinless elbows. We got our rolled sleeves with our compression shirt underneath. This arm says police. We got our 550 cord, paracord bracelet, whatever you want to call it. A little buckle sculpted in there. All black gloves. Other side, no patch. We do have a watch, and this side it says something issue. State issue, maybe? I'm not exactly sure. ATE issue. And then we got a blue watch, and it is on 5/17/033. It's a Wednesday, so a little bit of detailing in that. Working our way down, we have that same belt we got with Law and Order. We got a few extra paint apps. We got the key ring painted up, flashlight sculpted in. We got some stationary cuffs. We have a loop for the cuffs here, and I'm not going to make the same mistake like I did with him. You can just dangle them down. If you're going to carry handcuffs, don't, because if I ever get into a scuffle with you, I'm grabbing that and I'm yanking you around all over the damn place. So don't do that. We got a little bit of silver paint for the baton to slide in over here. And you're good to go. But we got our drop down hips. We got our thigh cut. We got some pouches on this leg. We got another holster on this leg. And we're going to throw the taser in that. Double jointed pinless knees. Get you that much bend. We got our boot cut and our ankle rocker rotation. So it's got the works. I'm not sure whose body this is right off the bat. I'm sure someone does right away. I got, ooh, scary MP. I got Law over here, and he looks like he's rocking the same legs with Night Force Falcon. So well, this is my kit bash Law, but got Night Force Falcon legs. Obviously the same vest. I'm not sure whose top this is exactly. Got Retro Beachhead nearby, but not his. So. But there's, you can see the shoulder pockets with some Velcro. I'm sorry, hook, loop, and fastener if you want to get technical with it. But overall, I think it looks pretty great. One thing I would have definitely liked to see is like police on the back of the vest or something like that. Even if they put like ESU real big, something different, something to help them stand out, if you would. But grab our shooter glasses. They fit on pretty solid. We'll grab our patrol cap. Definitely gets the gets that old school policey vibe. And let's see what we can do with this helmet. All right, we got visor down. It's looking pretty good. It's kind of a pain with the chin strap and everything, but able to get it set. We'll do visor up. There's visor up. So definitely looking good. Definitely some easy to change around. Grab our other head. Plug that on like so. Grab our shooter glasses. Our patrol cap. Pop that off. Oops. Now we'll go with the helmet. I got visor up. Can I bring the visor down this way? Oh, I can. You can kind of see it lock into place, but, and there's visor down. Holster opened up. There we go. So a lot of possibilities, a lot of different setups you can do. Definitely made to be troop built, for lack of a better term, but definitely gonna look pretty great on whatever your display setup is gonna be. Throw this poncho on. This holster protruding it out a little bit, but stuck working that traffic detail in the rain. There he is. As far as size comparisons, we got our Legacy Firefighter. We have our, I forgot what these guys are called. Figures Toy Company, Figures something or another. The guys that make all the wrestling stuff. We got their standard guy, their standard beat cop. And then we got our state trooper. So you could definitely flesh out some pretty interesting law enforcement get-ups. Then we have our SWAT. I see we got SWAT on the back, but Figures Toy Company, is that what they're called? I can't think. I'm drawing a blank right now. But definitely able to create pretty solid. We got a retro classified Viper, and we got Grunt going across the board. So pretty standard. But seeing as we have all of this, and we've had pieces in the past like the sledgehammer from the firefighter or cover girl, we have enough to make the Cobra Shock Trooper with just a different vest. So what are we waiting for, Hasbro? Lenny, Tony, whoever else, let's get some classified shock troopers. I know I'm for it. I know a lot of people probably were for it. That's so like hotcakes. They'd go nuts. People would go crazy for them. It's one of the best figures of the modern era line. Dare I say the entire line. And we have all the pieces. We have all the pieces, you know, together. Let's see them. Let's see some shock troopers. So let me know in the comments below. Are you guys picking up the police emergency services unit, skipping them? Are you hoping to see some shock troopers? Let me know. Till next time, load up, grab your kits. See you on the battlegrounds.